Hi guys, in the previous video we have talked about what is object oriented programming language. So what are the four pillars of OOPS? So we have seen encapsulation in detail. Now in this video we are going to cover what is inheritance in detail. So yeah, we have seen what is encapsulation in detail. Yeah, from here we are going to see what is inheritance. So what is meant by inheritance in general? Inheritance means the traits in general. I am talking about humans. In general, inheritance means the traits that you get from your parents, ancestors like that. So in the in the Java, there is some concept called inheritance in OOPS concept, that is the same thing. So if you have a class, suppose say class A here, let's say class A. So if you have class A, you have suppose addition and subtraction. In class B, you have suppose you need to have multiplication and division, but you also need addition and subtraction feature also. So what you can do, you can simply say extends class A. So what is meant by this extends class A? So this is nothing but that you are inheriting the traits of your parent. So here class A is your parent and you are the child, means class B is the child. This child is inheriting the properties of class A. So class A addition and subtraction is father. So child can also perform multiplication and division, more operations. Child can only perform multiplication and division, but it is extending to addition and subtraction as well. So for more clarity, we will be going to see these two patterns in the Java so that we can understand very clearly. So if you see, this is one of the inheritance patterns. So suppose this A is our main ancestor, main parent. So we are inheriting the traits. So B is for the B, you can have the access of A. So whatever the methods, whatever the variables are there in the A, all of them can be accessed with the help of the object of B only. So this each box represent a class. So with the help of this B class, you can create an object of B class and you can use all the traits of A also. So you can see A is the parent here and you can simply extend to A, means this B is extending to A. If you see C, so C is extending to A. That means whatever the characteristics of A, whatever the methods are there in this A, you can simply able to access in the C. And whatever you can see over here, D is extending to C. So whatever the methods you have in C and whatever the methods you have in A, all the methods can be accessed in the D. So with this single line, C class D extends C. With this single line, instead of writing whole code of C again, whole code of A again in the D, you can simply access the methods of C and A in the D. So that is one of the use case of inheritance. So we will be seeing practical code also next. First, let's understand with the diagram so that you can understand visually. So how these trees look like, not trees means this inheritance tree look like. For more understanding purpose, I put another image for you as well. So this is one type of inheritance tree. This is another type of inheritance tree. So this is valid. For a single class, we can have different classes like class B, C, D. We can have different classes can be inherited with class A. Means all the properties of class A can be accessed in class B, class D, class C as well. So all the properties can be accessed through all three classes. So this is known as base class. Okay. So this is known as parent class. Okay, parent class, child class. So this is known as parent class. These and all are known as child class. So parent class, these and all three known as child class. Or if you see the next image, if you see here, you can call this as super class, means this one. You can call this A as super class and you can call this all child class as subclass. So super class and subclass. So this ABCD are the reference variables that you can take, that according to your wish. You can take calculator, like advanced calculator. You can take anything as your requirement. But just for example, I am taking ABCD here. For example, if you see, we have a superclass name and a function eat. So as animals in general, that is generalized form, we can have many animals. This is parent class. So we can have many animals like dog, cat, like this. So in the dog, this is known as subclass. We can have display. So in the main class, if you call the Labrador.name, so it will be going to this name. You can call this function, so this variable. Next, we are going to call the eat function. It will print the eat. Next, we are going to call display in the dog. So for this purpose, you just need to create an object of this dog. That's it. You just need to create the dog. That's it. You need to extend this dog to animal. That's it. Your job is done. So the next thing, very important thing, is these kind of all patterns is allowed in Java. These kind of patterns are not allowed in Java. So why it is not allowed? Let's see. So if you in the code also we will going to see that. So a single inheritance. So class B can be inherited, class A, class C. So this already we seen. So this also we seen. Hierarchical intent. These three are possible in Java. These not possible because single child class cannot be parent of two parents, right? Suppose C is parent. You cannot have two fathers or you cannot have two mothers like that. You only one class can have one parent. You can see one class can have one parent, one class, one parent, one class, one parent, one class, one parent. So you cannot have multiple parents. So this is one of the you think that you need to have in your mind that multiple inheritance is not supported in Java. So there is a reason for that also. We will see in the code aspect also. Okay, you can see clear terminal, and you can see clear code. There is no code here. Now what I will be going to do, I will try to explain you what is meant by inheritance with the help of code. So for that I will create a class called A. Just for example, these classes are, you can name it anything that is your wish. So in this class A, what I will do is I will be going to have two classes. So the return type would be integer, and the class name would be add. Basically this class A will perform both addition and subtraction. So basically what I have explained in the slides as well. So what this will do, this will return, suppose inside we will be going to accept two arguments. So I will so two arguments, that is into n1, and I will also accept in n2. So in the return statement what I will do, I will just add both of them. So if you see clearly that what I have mentioned here, just I simply returning n1 plus n2, I have did nothing more than that. So I will just simply reuse my code. I will just simply paste down as well. Now this time I will do a function for the subtraction. So as it is, I will take two integers here and I will change it to subtraction. Okay. So there is a class that which performs only two operations. I hope this can have multiple methods. You can have both division and multiplication in this only, but what I will do is I will just reuse my code. So I will copy this, I will paste here. So as you cannot have same class name, I will change it to class B, and I will change it as to not addition more than. So I will say multiplication, and I will change subtraction to division, sorry. So yeah, class A can perform only addition and subtraction. Class B can perform only multiplication and division. So what if you want to wrap this class B and you want class B to perform the addition subtraction as well. So let's see what we will do. So first of all, we will be going to create an object for class A. So how we will be creating like A, and you can say object obj and you is equals to, you can say new keyword, and finally you can say A like. So this is the way how you declare an object. So next what you will do? Next you will simply with the help of this object. So with the help of this object you will simply going to call this add, and inside this add you are going to pass, see you created two variables, and you can perform the subtraction as well. Okay, and okay, let's see what happens. We are performing, but we are not we just performed addition and subtraction, but we are not storing it anywhere. So I will simply say an integer, because because this is returning, this add and the subtract is returning an integer. So that's why I will take hint here, and I will say result 1, and I will store in the result 1. In the same fashion for the subtraction also I will say result 2, and I will store in the result 2. So I will come down and I will print both of them. So I will say add, and I will concatenate with, so I will say result 1. So yeah, this is result 1, and you can have the same thing but here for the subtraction. So inside the subtraction you will be going to say result 2. Now I hope this will be printing in the terminal. So you can see the successfully outputs are printing in the terminal. Now if you want, you also want to implement this multiplication and division. So let's try that also. So if you want to, let me copy these things. So let me paste here. So what you can do is you can create a new object of not subtraction, multiplication. Result 3 I will say. Here I will say result 4. So this is result 3, this is result 4. There is no issue, and you can change that is multiplication and this is division. So all is good, but there is a small issue in this code. What is that issue? See, you cannot find the symbol multiplication, because the multiplication is, so you are creating an object of type A, but you are using the methods of class B. Understood my point? So you are only creating object for this class, you are not creating an object for this class. Creating an object is okay for A, but you are using methods of class B. So that is not possible. So one way to do that is, so if you want all these four can be executed. So what you can do, simply cut it here. Simply after this paste here. Okay. Now there is no issue if you try to run that. You want some printings as well. Okay, now I want to print all the stuff in the terminal. You can see successfully printing all the things. But in real life, we will be not going to do all the stuff, all the methods in a single class. So that's the reason that I am saying you are perform, just example I am saying, you will be going to perform only two operations in class A. So like that, if you want to perform some of the other operations in class B, but what you want is you want to implement all the things in class B. So you have an option that copying here and you just pasting here, and you just make an object of class B, and you can print all these things in the terminal. So that is one option. So that is a worst option that I can say, because see, already code we have in the class A, why to paste the same code here? So that is the reason we have seen in the slides also. If you want, you can check the description for the PDF. So basically what is meant by that is, so code reusability, this inheritance is main used for code reusability. So you can simply say a keyword called extends extends keyword, and which class you want to extend. I want to extend class A. See, there is no error, there is nothing here. So now what you will do is, you can simply, without creating object of A, you can simply create object of B. So now you are creating object of B. So see, there is no error. So if you remove this extends, see what happens. So if you remove this extend, see, there is an issue of this add and subtract, because you are only creating an object of B. If you see up, we have in the multiplication and division only. So there is no error over multiplication and division. So there is error over addition and subtraction. So to avoid that conflicts, so if you only declare to in the with the help of this only one object of B, you need to implement all the addition subtraction feature as well. So that's the reason we need to do extends A. So you can see the error has been vanished. So now you can use simply add and subtract. So but you are creating a single object of class B. So with the help of this class B only, you can access all the methods of class A as well. So you can see add and subtract is part of now class A, but you can able to access with only the object of class B. Now if I want, I will just print that. See, there is no issue in that, but I created only object of B. I am using the functions or methods of class A. So this is the main use of using this keyword extends to A. So I hope this makes now some sense.